Good morning, everyone. Please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item, is there any public comments or questions concerning today's agenda? Seeing none, move on to number one. Motion to approve the April 3rd, 2024 agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the March 20th, 2024 meeting minutes.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the March 27th, 2024 conference minutes.
I'm going to abstain because I was not here.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the payment of the general funds in the county bills in the amount of $800,028.03.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the payment from the debt service in the amount of $13,047.91.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Under personnel, motion to hire Hugh Donegan as a part-time male accounting clerk in the finance department for less than 1,000 hours per year, effective April 8th, 2024. This is a replacement position.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to acknowledge receipt of a letter from Warden Lowe advising that he is hired with prison board approval the following individuals as full-time correctional officers for the correctional facility for a 40-hour work week effective April 22nd, 2024, with benefits after 90 days. Jesse Rouse and Amy Van Grau.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to acknowledge receipt of a letter from Warden Lowe advising that he is promoted with prison board approval John Parana from administration clerk to full-time fiscal technician for the correctional facility for a 40-hour work week with benefits retroactive to March 5th, 2024. This is a replacement position.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to recess the commissioners' meeting to hold a salary board meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to convene the salary board.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the March 20th and 27th, 2024 salary board minutes.
I'm going to abstain because I wasn't at the 27th meeting.
So I'll make a motion for both.
Okay. Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. And Ron can vote on the 20th, obviously. Next item is motion to set the hourly rate of Hugh Donegan at $12.75 per hour as part-time male accounting clerk in the finance department for less than 1,000 hours per year, effective April 8th, 2024.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to set the hourly rate of the following individuals at $25.46 per hour as full-time correctional officers for a correctional facility for a 40-hour work week, effective April 22nd, 2024, with benefits after 90 days. Jesse Rouse and Amy Van Grau.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to set the hourly rate of John Parana at $20 per hour of retroactive to March 5th, 2024, due to his promotion to a full-time fiscal technician for the correctional facility for a 40-hour work week.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize the chairman to execute payment application number 2 from Rutschel Excavating Incorporated for the Springbrook Road over Rattlesnake Bridge replacement project.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize the chairman to execute payment application number 3 from Pioneer Construction Company Incorporated for the Pike County Jail wastewater treatment project bar screening replacement project.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize the chairman to execute payment application number 2 from North End Electric for the Bennett Avenue Building 1 interior renovations project.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any question? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize the chairman to execute payment application number 4 from Grimm Construction for the Bennett Avenue Building 1 interior renovations project.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize the chairman to execute payment application number 4 from L.H. Reed and Sons Incorporated for the Bennett Avenue Building 1 interior renovations project.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to award the bids for the Creek Road Bridge Abutment Underpinning Project to Pioneer Construction for the contract amount of $205,461.50.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Under new business, motion to advertise bids for the tri-annual groceries and frozen food bids for the period of July 1st, 2024, October 31st, 2024. Motion. This is for the correctional facility, just so we know.
Second.
So I have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor? Next item is motion to adopt resolution number 2405, Child Abuse Prevention Month, April 2024.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor? Aye. Krista, can you read that, please?
Whereas in federal fiscal year 2022, nearly 3.1 million children received either an investigation response or alternative response. And whereas child abuse and neglect is a serious problem affecting every segment of our community, and finding solutions requires input and action from everyone. And whereas our children are our most valuable resource and will shape the future of Pennsylvania. And whereas child abuse can have long-term psychological, emotional, and physical effects that have lasting consequences for victims of abuse. And whereas protective factors are conditions that reduce or eliminate risk and promote the social, emotional, and developmental well-being of children. And whereas effective child abuse prevention activities succeed because of the partnerships created between child welfare professionals, education, health, community, and faith-based organizations, businesses, law enforcement agencies, and families. And whereas communities must make every effort to promote programs and activities that create strong and thriving children and families. And whereas we acknowledge that we must work together as a community to increase awareness about child abuse and contribute to promote the social and emotional well-being of children and families in a safe, stable, and nurturing environment. And whereas prevention remains the best defense for our children and families. Now therefore, the Pike County Commissioners do hereby proclaim April 2024 as National Child Abuse Prevention Month in Pike County, and urge all citizens to recognize this month by dedicating ourselves to the task of improving the quality of life for all children and families.
Thank you, Krista.
Thank you.
So here we have today District Attorney Tonkin, who's going to speak to us and introduce some others in the audience about this, the awareness.
Thank you. Thank you for the proclamation of recognition of Child Abuse Month here in Pike County. It means a lot to let the community know what we're doing here in Pike County, and that we really take the growth of our children very seriously here in Pike County. I do have one announcement. At Dixon House Children's Advocacy Center, with the support of the commissioners, the advisory board, children, youth, and VIPers here, we received accreditation from the National Children's Alliance this year, which is a very detailed process where they have to come in, they go through our policies, they visit with other people to see, that interact with us. Separate from us, they go interact with them and to see how things are running, and then they come to one of our care team meetings to observe, and then they award us accreditation at their last meeting towards the end of January. And I personally want to invite up Sarah Lowe, the Director of Victim Services, who oversees Dixon House, and recognize Sarah for that and her hard work in getting that accomplishment. It's a great accomplishment.
I just want to thank everyone here and thank the support of the commissioners that we've had throughout growing Dixon House to what we are now. I want to thank our advisory board members, Deb Constantino, Rob Roner, Shelley was here earlier, Shannon Wisniewski, Michelle Burrell from Children Youth. I really want to thank everybody for making this possible. Since we were here last year, we've expanded our medical program to include medical exams for physical abuse and neglect, which is a huge step for kids here in Pike County. So now they are able to get medical for all the services, sexual, physical, and neglect, which I think is a huge thing. Instead of having to travel to Scranton for those services, we have them here now. But I really want to thank our partners, VIP, Children and Youth, CASA. I just want to thank everyone for the support that they've had for us and everything that we've been able to accomplish. So I just really want to thank everyone. We're very excited. This April, we will have the sign out again out on Broad Street to let everyone know where to call to Childline for child abuse. The Daily Grind is using coffee sleeves on their coffees, so we're very excited for that. And again, we have a bunch of restaurants throughout the county doing blue drinks to bring awareness to child abuse and things like that. So there's drinks, desserts throughout the county that are blue and themed. We were at the library, the Milford Library on Monday with Violet, where she got to hang out with a bunch of kids. She loved it. And we will be at the library in Dingman's on Friday again with another Read with Violet. So if anyone missed on Monday, they can come on Friday to visit with.
Could have brought Violet today, you know.
She's around.
I know.
So we're just really thankful for the support, and we really want to make sure that everyone in the community knows how important child abuse is to ourselves and the community. So we're very thankful for everyone here.
Thank you. You know, I think we should feel, although we have to recognize this awful thing that occurs in our communities with child abuse, I think we in this community though are lucky to have such dedicated volunteers and organizations that help support this, so people in this community know that there is help out there, or that there's places to call if they're recognizing child abuse, because it's a horrific issue that's going on, not just here in Pike County, unfortunately, but it's nationwide. But I just want to say thank you to everybody, Sarah and District Attorney and CASA and VIP and everybody else in the room, and children and youth, because your jobs every day are not very easy. You're dealing with some really difficult situations, but the one thing that's important, you all have one thing in mind, and that's to make sure that these children are safe in our community. So I thank you for all of that.
Sure.
Yeah, you sure
Sure.
did. Right, absolutely.
Just wanted to share a brief personal story. Most people that know me know I am a childhood survivor of sexual molestation, also domestic violence in my home for many years. And the most important thing that I wanted to do today was to implore people, when you see something or hear something going on, get involved. I remember as a child how relieved I would be when I would hear the police knocking at the door. Not because one of us could call, but because a neighbor heard and would rise to the occasion and be the hero that we needed. And so for today, on this day, that's what I'm asking. And I want to thank both Ron and Matt for being so supportive of all the agencies in the county and for understanding how critical it is to support the children and families of this county. Thank you.
Lastly, and thank you for the courage to tell your story. It's good that we tell the stories, but for me, it's encouraging with such a difficult and complicated subject to see the spirit of the entire county by looking out and seeing blue. Now, we had to be reminded of that today, so we did that, but it's really wonderful to see all of the blue that is shown throughout the county, and thank you for all the hard work that you do, and we will always be fully supportive of what you do.
Well, I didn't remind my coworkers, so they're all in green. I don't know.
The buildings are blue spirit.
Yes, I know. I'm excited to go.
Some of us may have to go shopping.
But that does remind me, every Friday, if you want to wear blue, it's to promote, awareness of child abuse prevention month. So wear blue every Friday, every day if you want. But
I like the ribbon, though. I like the ribbon.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you want to do a picture now?
In case, what if you can?
Do you want us to do a picture now? I know some of you have busy schedules, or you're going to sit through what we're going to do here. And this is very exciting.
Mind blowing.
It seemed like just a couple more things.
Okay, all right, that's fine. I just want to be respectful of people's times. Okay, the next item we have is number 3, motion to adopt resolution number 2406, Pennsylvania 811 Safe Digging Month, April 2024. Any motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Ron?
Resolution number 24-06, Pennsylvania 811 Safe Digging Month, April 2024. Whereas the month of April 2024 recognized as Pennsylvania 811 Safe Digging Month, an initiative sponsored by the Pennsylvania 811, a utility notification information center with 52 years of continuous service to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And whereas Pennsylvania 811 received 1 million excavation notifications in 2023, over 3,000 construction projects in Coordinate, PA, and transmitted approximately 6 million notifications to their member facility owners and operators, allowing essential utility and construction crews to provide vital underground services and repair of critical infrastructure to communities throughout Pennsylvania. And whereas when contacting 811 at least 3 business days before digging, a homeowner or contractor is connected to a unique service that notifies the appropriate underground utility operators in the municipality in which the work will be performed. And whereas by notifying 811 of their intent to dig, the homeowner or contractor is knowingly helping to protect the underground utilities themselves, the works crews, and their neighbors from unsafe digging practices within the community. And whereas upon receiving the notification from Pennsylvania 811, the facility owners and operator dispersed to the said work site to mark the approximate location of their underground utility lines with flags, paint, or both to establish an 18-inch tolerance zone of the outside wall or edge of their line or facility. Now therefore be it resolved that the Pike County Commissioners, in support of the Pennsylvania Underground Utility Line Protection Law, PA Act 287 of 1974, as amended, we do hereby proclaim April 2024 as Pennsylvania 811 Safe Digging Month and encourage all Pennsylvanians to visit the Pennsylvania 811's website at www.paoncall.org for information about digging safely.
We have Maria White here. Maria,
Yes.
welcome to Pike County.
Thank you so much. I feel like the only thing I did right here was wear blue.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thanking God I did not put on my red dress today. But what you all do is amazing, and it's almost embarrassing for me to talk about this, but April is Safe Digging Month because, as you know, as the ground thaws, people want to dig. So even you at your own homes, you might have heard all of that and said, wow, what does that have to do with me? Well, in Pennsylvania, it's the law to call before you dig if you're using mechanized equipment. So as you get ready to put in those fences, mailboxes, and whatnot, it's a free call from your own personal property. And then professional excavators pay $125 a year. And then the way that we make our money, because we're a nonprofit, is the gas company, the water company, the municipalities, they pay per ticket. So as somebody calls in to make a one call, they dial 811, and then that's how we make our money. I'm Maria White. I'm the Northeast Liaison. I have the 10 counties up here in the Northeast. So if you have any questions about safe digging, or if you ever want, everything's free that we do basically. We do lots of free trainings and things like that. So, but most of all, I just want to thank you all for what you do because it's amazing, and I'm just really happy that you do what you do for children.
Thank you very much.
You know, but I knew the reason we recognize this because it is that important. You know, this is about public safety because we all read about these horrific accidents that occur when somebody does not call. And I've called this many times. It's a very simple process. People need to know it's not a big deal. It's pretty, actually, it happens within minutes, and they know exactly where you are, and the service is done. So it's important that we recognize this. It really is.
Thank you.
Not that digging in Pike County is so easy because there's a lot of rocks.
Yeah.
So you always need a mechanical piece of equipment. Okay, the next item we have is a motion to adopt resolution number 2407, National County Government Month, April 2024. Krista?
Whereas the nation's 3,069 counties serving more than 330 million Americans provide essential services to create healthy, safe, and vibrant communities. And whereas counties fulfill a vast range of responsibilities and deliver services that touch nearly every aspect of our residents' lives. And whereas Pike County and all counties take pride in our responsibility to protect and enhance the health, well-being, and safety of our residents in efficient and cost-effective ways. And whereas Under the leadership of National Association of Counties President Mary Jo McGuire, NACO is highlighting county leadership through the lens Forward Together, celebrating the role of county governments in connecting, inspiring, and leading as intergovernmental partners. And whereas, that role includes a responsibility to inspire county residents to engage with their communities and to lead by highlighting our strength as intergovernmental partners. And whereas, each year since 1991, the National Association of Counties has encouraged counties across the country to elevate awareness of county responsibilities, programs, and services. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Pike County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim April 2024 as National County Government Month and encourage all county officials, employees, schools, and residents to participate in county government celebration activities.
Thank you, Krista. If I could just make one comment about this resolution. For one, the important thing, you hear us sitting here passing all these motions and that, but the biggest line in here is about what we do as government officials and every elected official, whether it's county, local, state, federal, whoever it is it's the health, well-being, and safety of the community. That's what we always have to do. Whatever we're passing, whatever we're talking about, it always has to come into talking about the safety of the community. Everything we just did here with children and everything has to do with the safety of the community. So every time we do make a motion and we do something and we're building something, whatever, that's always what we need to do. That's our number one job as elected officials. So I just think it's important. You wonder, why are we recognizing national county government? That's why. But that also pertains to municipal leaders, whether they're township supervisors, borough council members, or whoever. They are providing to make sure that everybody in their communities stays safe. Do anything that they do, whether it's zoning or whatever it is, it all has to do with the safety of the community. So
With that, I don't think we made a motion, so I'll make a motion for that resolution.
Oh, we didn't? Okay.
Second.
Made a motion?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay. Next item we have is number 5, motion to approve the following human service payment vouchers on behalf of the Office of Human Services Fair in the amount of $4,226.06. Homeless Assistance Program in the amount of $1,475.08. Human Services Development Fund in the amount of $1,000. Emergency Rental Assistance Program 2.0 in the amount of $10,364.29. And State Food Purchase Program in the amount of $360. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion, second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the Pike County Home Program payment voucher in the amount of $600 payable to Frank D. Esch on behalf of the Office of Human Services.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the Pike County Home Program payment voucher in the amount of $58.75 payable to the Recorder of Deeds Office on behalf of the Office of Human Services.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the 2020 Community Development Block Grant Program payment voucher in the amount of $2,606.19 payable to the Hailstone Economic on behalf of the Office of Human Services. Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Under miscellaneous, we always have every meeting, the Penn State Extension calendar of events. Everyone's to see what they're providing next door. And next we have the CASA program event, April 12th and April 13th. Dawn Allison from CASA is here to speak a little bit about that. Another great service in our county, dealing with our children.
Shannon's doing this.
Thank you, Dawn.
No.
Okay, whoever's doing it.
So, real short, one of the biggest challenges that we face and we hear from everyone in the community is that there are not enough services for all the needs of the children. So I spoke to Shannon and we decided to put together a workshop where we could call all of the services. When you register, you get to choose from 3 workshops for each time slot. And we have a lot of really good information. We have VIP is going to be there, the CAC. We have someone representing from PASS on autism. We have someone from Wallen-Quapac area school district for their mental health. We have Dr. Diana Bixby from Delaware Valley is presenting mental health first aid. We have someone from hospice presenting on how to support grieving children. We have a trauma 101. Obviously, of course, we have drug and alcohol. We're going to set up a mock bedroom for a simulation activity. So I'm really excited. It's the first one we've had. I've already had presenters approach me since this was prepared
looking to see if we're gonna do it again in September, because they would like to be presenters, and we just didn't have room this time. So I do already have a list to potentially do it again in September. So I have registrations if anyone still would like to attend.
Where is it located?
It's at the training center.
Okay, I'm sorry, you made it say that.
I'm sorry, I did.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be at the Pike County Training Center.
Any
And where
questions?
can they register? The public.
Yep, I'm sorry.
Where can they register?
They can call me. I have a couple registration forms here. I can email them to you. You can reach out to Shannon, either of us have them.
And like
And
I've
like I
reached
said-
out to most of like our local agencies, a lot of the times when we're starting new programs and things like that, we're going to every single other agency to talk about it. This is a way of bringing all of those community agencies together to do our networking, to present on what's going on with each of our agencies, and really to work together as a team, because a lot of the times it's that no door is the wrong door. If you come to the drug and alcohol office and you don't need me, but you need one of them, we're gonna make sure that you get to where you need to get to. And this is really about us kind of bringing all of everybody together to say, hey, we're here to work on all of these issues together and what we need to do next.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any questions?
I have a question. Where are the revenues coming from to support it?
This is free.
This is free. There's no cost involved.
Well, obviously, to have so many people of different offices working together as a team, someone makes it like a, are these people being paid or are they doing it volunteer?
I don't know what arrangement they've made with their employers, but I know the cost, there is no cost to the event. The event has no cost.
But as far as the employers, they are all getting paid.
You would have to
Right, but
ask
each
them. I don't
agency
know.
has their own budget.
Right, I
think
don't
CASA,
know.
The CASA program, which we can speak of, is funded through the county. Okay,
So,
there's other agencies, VIP is funded through their budget, and,
Well, Friday's a work day, first of all.
Right.
there's a work there. And CAC is funded through, grants and that through the district attorney's office and through the county. Children and youth obviously is funded through the county and through the state.
yeah, I was just trying to get an idea with all the pockets presented, what was, what was keeping it going, and these are all employees, but we're only speaking on an event right now.
Well, these are all things that we do on a regular basis anyway. It's just saying, instead of us doing 12 presentations in a year to 12 county agencies, let's do this all together to consolidate our resources and work this out in a more efficient way.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so one other thing I wanted for us to touch on, and that is April 23rd, well, you know it or not, is election day. And normally we don't bring up any of this, but because of this year and maybe a little confusion in the community about there being a primary election and also a special election, that we want to make sure that people know that whether you're registered to vote as a registered party, whether it's a Democrat or Republican, independents also vote. I've been hearing there's some confusion out there because in this district, and when I say this district, the 139th, which precludes Delaware Township, Lehman Township, and Porter because they're in the 189th, there's a special election. So on primary day this year, there will be an election for the primary election as normal every year, but then there's also in the other townships that I didn't mention, there will be a special election for state legislator, and people that are independent can go out and vote. There's a lot of confusion out there, and we're just here to make sure that people understand this. We have Nadine here to speak a little bit. I don't know if you want to say anything more about it. The ballots are out, but I just think it's important that people know who can vote, because most of the people that are independents don't vote in the spring. Right, in Pennsylvania, they only vote in November, but this year there's a little bit different. I saw, Wayne County is doing the same type of announcement because the 139th district also stretches into Wayne County. So they're also having the same topic because there's a special election in parts of their county. This has to do with the resignation of the Representative Joe Adams, so now there's a special election. So I just wanted to bring that up. I know if Ron and Krista want to mention anything about that, but I just think it's important.
I'll briefly clarify. So just to piggyback on what Chairman Ossenberg just said, the resignation of Joe Adams as the state representative for the 139th left a vacancy for his position until November of this year. So the special election is to fill that vacancy from April 24th, I guess, through November. Then there is the regular election for that seat that would have always taken place in November, for which there's the regular primary election. So you're going to see candidates that want to fulfill the next 2 years of that position, and then the special election for which they will fulfill a few months of that position, if that makes sense. So that's why you're going to see both, and that's why independents are able to participate in that special election process, not the regular primary.
Okay. That's all I needed to say on it. So now we move to press and public comment.
Sorry I was a couple minutes late.
Good morning.
Can you
Good
please
morning,
identify
good
yourself,
morning.
ma'am?
Of course. My name is Cristina with a K, Vigo. I came a little bit late, but came right in time to just hear about the Dixon House. What was that, a proposal or just an introduction?
No, it's an existing
It's
home.
an existing facility.
An existing facility, and so I actually came apparently on a perfect day regarding emails. So you said in November 23rd that you didn't receive any emails, and then eventually after some sitting, questioning, consideration, then you mentioned that you have received many emails, especially pertaining to a specific agency that is supported, fully supported even by you, and financially, all of that. So I was wondering, with human trafficking being such a high alert within our country, right? What are we doing to prevent and even safeguard our pockets, and also the parents of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, from people who may be acting as enemies to the state?
I'll direct, go ahead, Chairman, I'm sorry.
I'm going to direct it to Dee, but I'm sorry, I just need to correct things when you talk about meetings in November.
Mm-hmm.
You asked us if we received emails, and we told you that we do receive many emails from many different people, not many emails pertaining to one agency.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that's important to clarify
Yeah, 'cause
because
you
we know the agency that you're speaking of.
Yeah.
Okay. We do not receive a lot. We receive a lot of emails, and the emails that you are speaking about that are particularly to one agency, we do not respond to. We've said this 3 or 4 meetings now. We pass them along because,
Exactly.
as I've said, I do not know who is writing the email and whether they have a right to speak on behalf of, and I'll just say it, the children that are referred to in the emails, because it's all privacy and it's all very, very sensitive issues. Because we're not just talking about parents here, we're talking about children. So I just need to clarify that. You keep on bringing that up.
Yes.
We respond to emails, we pass them along to the correct agencies to make sure what the person is saying is factually out and let them investigate it. So I just want that to be cleared up. As far as your question right now, we will let the district attorney answer this.
With regard to your question about human trafficking,
Yes.
we are engaged with federal law enforcement partners on human trafficking, which will focus on a couple of things. One will focus on prevention, apprehension, and also taking care of the victims of human trafficking. So you'll hear more about that in the very near future.
Now, do you have anything currently regarding safeguards for agencies that are financially supported by our local commissioners that are overseeing the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania?
With regard to human trafficking?
Well, yeah, because the thing is, what I would have directed towards him is, as a conscious being within your position, what further investigation, or just to make sure that you guys aren't allowing these things to happen, that you aren't signing off on these things, what part do you hold within your position to, safeguard security, right?
Well, first of all, you need to define for me these things, right? When you say these things,
Right,
that's
I'm
pretty
sorry.
broad. So
Right,
just
right.
define that. If you're talking about human trafficking, in other words, people that are trafficking humans for enslavement, for sexual purposes, or for labor purposes,
Yes.
then I can certainly have a conversation with you about that, of what we're currently engaged in for this community.
Okay,
Because
yes.
we're very
And
concerned
I
about
will
that.
apologize for
But-
not being clear with what I was stating. So, I will say, we've been having a conversation within, recent meetings, me and, Commissioner Osterberg, and we've been basically dancing along the lines of CYS as a government agency being weaponized against the parents of Pennsylvania if they're not holding to their mission statement, right? Let's say if they're now breaking laws or not acknowledging rights that we as US citizens have, and then ripping apart families, taking children, and with human trafficking being so high in Pennsylvania, what are we doing as citizens and those of higher authority to safeguard ourselves that our agencies that we are providing financial aid and comfort to are not being weaponized against us as parents?
Well, as you likely know, right, where people's rights are sorted out with regard to actions that agency takes is in the courts,
Yes.
right? So children and youth, they want a performance of action, all right? Very often they have to go to the courts and then the courts review that, and parents have attorneys appointed to them, the children have attorneys appointed to them. And that's what we have that branch of government for in America, the courts, to either vindicate or determine people's rights, particularly with those situations.
So we're left to suffer at whether their hearts are right or not. Basically, it comes down to whether people will do their job or not.
Well, that's where, right, in those situations, the courts listen to cases and make decisions regarding parental rights, child rights, and most importantly, the best interests of the children. And that's the branch of government that takes that into consideration and makes those decisions.
Okay, so do we have a safeguard as far as who we are hiring and allowing in to make sure that we are not bringing in people who may pervert the our rights and our liberties as
Absolutely,
Americans?
because the judges in the Court of Common Pleas are elected by the people.
You've heard very much,
Right.
and thank you for letting us know about the elections that are coming up in the springtime. That's all.
Any other press or public comment? Yep, back in the corner.
Everybody from Milford Borough, good morning, everybody. First of all, I'd like to start by thanking all of you in the room for this vital services you provide. And I think it was stated at the beginning that the youth is our future, right? So doing everything we possibly can to protect them is wonderful, and I applaud you all. All right, shifting gears totally, have there been any discussions or updates from PennDOT and their engineering firm with the commissioners regarding the renovation of the Sawkill Bridge?
Not any more than you've heard from. When they were here at Road Task Force, I wasn't here, but I heard about the report. I know it's underway. They're down there putting all the barriers up.
Right. So what came up at the Borough Council meeting, which was a little bit disturbing, there were two items. One, this new bridge will not have a sidewalk. That's a problem, obviously. Two, there will be no weight limit. That's a huge problem, because now you can have double hitches.
Wait, there will be a weight limit because there's an 80,000, there's a weight limit on roads in Pennsylvania already. So,
Right.
well, wait, Fred, to say there's no weight limit, you're telling me it's gonna be 40 tons.
There's going to be nothing posted. And I'm saying
40 tons.
If you make it 40 tons, now you got open yourself up to double hitches. We just put the bluestone back one on top of another by Forest Hall. And to have double hitches coming in here, or even more tractor trailer traffic, is gonna be disastrous.
So can I speak a little bit about the history of this?
Let me just
Go ahead, you finish.
and then you, right.
Yeah.
So it's disconcerting to me that PennDOT, brought this out at the midnight hour. They're starting, everything's getting ready to go. And the fact, let's get back to the sidewalk, which becomes a safety issue for people that walk there, jog there, and bike there. So it's disconcerting that PennDOT would not reach out to the commissioners or the borough and state this prior to doing the project and just kind of run with it, and then, here we are. They're gonna take it back for consideration, and I don't know how that turns out, but thank you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you, I've lived here for 50 years. I've never walked across that bridge in my life. The sidewalk goes to nowheres. The bridge was built in 1939 with a sidewalk that is barely 2 feet wide. 6 years ago, the county put $1.2 million into the Mott Street Bridge so that people can walk down Mott Street to get to that side of the creek. Also, you can walk down Lower Hartford Street to get to that side. I have yet in my life decided that I'm going to walk down Hartford Street and walk across that bridge. That's the first thing. The Borough Council was involved years ago with PennDOT about the design of that bridge. So as far as the weight limit is concerned and the more trucks coming through here, you know, back in 1980, there was 20,000 trucks a day coming through this town. Those trucks weren't coming up 206 into Milford, they were coming up 209. This is prior to 84 being completed. 84 was not completed to Scranton until 82. 287 was not completed, 380 wasn't completed. So we're assuming now that trucks are gonna get off of Route 80 in Rockaway and get on 15 and 206 and follow the soccer moms up through Newton because they want to come across this bridge in Milford. I hate to be so coarse on this, but this is really, we need the bridge fixed. 40 tons is the state requirement. So to say it's not weight limit, it is. That's the maximum amount of truck. This is a federal and state highways here.
That's correct.
But there's no sidewalk on the other side, so you're gonna walk across the bridge.
Yes, which you have.
And where you gonna go to when you get over in Dingman's?
You can go down to Metz.
Onto the highway.
You can go to Milford Beach, you can go wherever you want.
Why can't you take Hartford Street and take Mott Street?
Oh, I don't know.
There you go.
Of course I can.
I mean-
But, you know, you just brought up another point. And this is the same thing we heard from HRG, when the warehouse was going up, from their engineers and their traffic reports. No traffic comes 206, 15 following the soccer moms. Of course it does. Sit by the Dimmick during the summer and see what comes across that bridge. And I don't care about 1980 and 20,000.
Well, you should care about 1980.
No, that's irrelevant till today. Well, you want to go back to that?
No, because back then, those trucks were coming through 24 hours a day.
I know.
Wait. Right now, at 6 o'clock at night, there are no trucks on the roads in this town, barely any trucks.
Thank God.
But, no, right, because it's all local traffic. You know, these are conversations for the borough to have, not us. You want a sidewalk on the bridge, go ahead, put a sidewalk on it. We need to get the bridge done because it's at a
My
26.
initial question was, were there any conversations, were you aware of?
No, we did not discuss the
That's
design
it.
work. Yep.
That's it. We have a difference of opinion.
Can I
Yes.
speak something within the bridge? I will say, I feel like it's inappropriate to ask people where they should and shouldn't walk. I mean, we're Americans. But I think, I wonder if it's fair to maybe put a sign rather than a sidewalk, if it'd be more cheaper and while still bringing the awareness that you seem to be concerned with, right? And like he said, it's something for the borough, but maybe rather than going with that, it has to be this and, you know, maybe a sign.
Well, the good news is, well, I guess it's good news. PennDOT is actually taking these two issues back and revisiting it. So we'll see what happens.
Well, thanks for giving me more, you know, thanks.
That doesn't matter. Any other personal public comment?
Are we doing anything? This is a weird topic. It's kind of not even on the agenda, so I don't know. The eclipse next week. What are we doing? Anything? I don't know.
Identify yourself.
Glasses. Glasses. You know, I don't know.
Glasses.
It's just a thought. It's during work hours, you know, like, I mean, we're gonna be going out.
No, we didn't have anything planned.
Okay.
Great hours.
Yeah, great hours to host something.
Motion to adjourn.
Sorry.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion? Second?
Thank you, everyone.